morning, friends. This is Monday, November 18th, and I am starting my weekly vlog a day early. I don't know if this will wind up being a 2-day vlog or if I'll just vlog today, but I don't have to work today or tomorrow, so when I have 2 days off in a row, I take those times to film as many videos as I can so that I can keep my channel going, because I really love videoing and vlogging and doing YouTube and all my subscribers, and I don't want to lose those relationships. So doing the best I can to keep this channel going. It's totally different when you work, even if I'm just working part-time. But anyway, I wanted to take a few minutes to explain what happened with Lucy. I'm going to try to be as brief as I can, and I'm going to try not to get emotional, but there are certain parts of her story that are emotional. So I won't guarantee that I won't, but I'm going to try my hardest not to. I've got my tea here. I'm still working on my cup of tea this morning. So we'll start from a week ago, Monday, last Monday. Actually, last weekend. It was apparent over the weekend that she was declining rapidly. She was not eating. I couldn't coax her to eat anything. The last thing she ate was Sunday night. I coaxed her to eating a small helping. I'm talking like maybe 3 tablespoons of chicken and noodles. At this point, I was just trying to get her to eat anything, and I wasn't even caring about the protein levels or anything else, because we knew that the end was near and that her kidneys were shutting down. There was nothing else that we could do medically for her, and so it was a family decision to just get her to eat whatever she wanted. If she wanted to eat something, we'd let her eat it. So she went all day Sunday and ate nothing. I could not even get her to take a pill. We were trying to give her stomach pills, like an antacid, to try to help if she was having gastritis issues. And I was also giving her prednisone because I wanted to dull any kind of pain that she might be having. And prednisone also will increase their appetite. So I wasn't giving her prednisone every day. It was just like once or twice a week. When I would see that her appetite was going down, I would give her a prednisone and it would pick her appetite back up for a day or two. But by that Sunday, she was not accepting anything by mouth. So Sunday night, I tried one more time, and like I said, she did eat a little bit of chicken and noodles. So I had planned to call the vet early Monday morning as soon as they opened to get her some pain medication, because it was very apparent that she was uncomfortable. She was sleeping a lot, but when she was awake, you could tell she was uncomfortable. And we still wanted her to just pass away at home. That was what we really wanted. So we were going to plan on medicating her to keep her comfortable. So like I said in my vlog last week, I called Monday morning. My vet was not there, so I had to wait until Tuesday for him to call. So I had to go to work Monday. I went to work, and when I got home, like I asked this question every night when I would get home from work for the last month. How was Lucy today? Did she eat anything? And Olivia told me that Monday that she's not doing well. She didn't eat anything. And I forgot to mention that Monday morning she vomited and brought up all of those chicken and noodles, and they didn't look like they had been digested at all. So that was a clear indication that her digestive system was shutting down, which was normal. I mean, once one body system shuts down, then all of the rest will soon shut down after that. Scott told me that Lucy was still acting uncomfortable and it was getting worse, that she would get up and wander around the room, and then she'd stop and like kind of hunch her back because she was having severe abdominal cramps is what she was having. He said, but if you picked her up and petted her, then it seemed to soothe her and she would relax. So after we ate supper, I sat in the chair with her and just held her for a while. And then she acted like she wanted down, so then I put her back in her bed. So then Tuesday, I vlogged Tuesday, so you saw that video. It was basically waiting all day long. Finally got the call, finally got some medicine. It was an oral medicine, fast acting. It wasn't morphine, but it was in that same family as morphine, very high powered pain medicine. Gave that to her at 4 o'clock Tuesday, as soon as we got back from the vet. And within 20 minutes to a half hour, she was sleeping, and she seemed much more restful than she'd been in a long time. And I thought, oh good, she's resting, she's not in pain, and she'll pass away tonight in her sleep. I was sure that that's what would happen. So I was downstairs at my computer, and it was about 9 o'clock Tuesday night, and I was editing that vlog that you guys saw last Wednesday. And we have hardwood floors, as you can see, and I could hear Lucy was up and walking around, and I thought, oh dear, that's probably not good. So I ran up here, and she was walking. She was very, very unsteady on her feet. She was staggering a bit. I figured that was from the medication, but she was heading to the dog door. As fast as her poor body would take her, she was heading for the dog door, because she was so smart and so well trained to not go to the bathroom in the house. And she was feeling the urge to go poop. So she made it out the dog door, just barely, and she went to the bathroom on the deck, and it was diarrhea, which is also another sign of her digestive system shutting it down. It expels things that's in the tract, both ends. It will, to get rid of it. And so she was out on the deck. I was watching her because it got down to 7 degrees that night. It was very cold, and she was having a lot of trouble getting back into the doggy door. So I went out and got her and brought her in, and then I closed the doggy door. There's a door that you can slide down to close it, because I did not want her wandering out in the middle of the night and not being able to get back in and then freeze to death outside. So I put her back in her bed. She seemed restful, and I knew she couldn't get outside to die in the cold. So I went to bed. Before I went to bed, I checked on her, and she was still resting, and I thought sure that we'd wake up Wednesday morning and she would be gone. So Scott gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get ready for work, and he got up, and Lucy was still alive. She was awake, and she was obviously in pain, and it was time for her next dose of medicine. So Scott woke me up, and so I gave her medicine, and he said, be careful, she's had accidents in the house, because the house was dark. So we turned on all the lights, and she had diarrhea all over the house. It was just small amounts because there was nothing really in her system, but she had wandered around at some point in the night having diarrhea in the house. So I got her settled with the medicine and mopped the floor, and I sat up with her, and I sat up with her because she was still acting very restless. This was Wednesday morning. About 5 o'clock Wednesday morning, she finally settled down, like the medicine had finally kicked in, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna go back to bed for a while. I'd only been laying down for maybe 15 minutes when I heard Lucy whining. So I got up and I went out to her and I was petting her and I was trying to calm her down and ease her, pain that she was having. And she just kept whining. She'd breathe in, and then every time she'd breathe out, it was a whine. She'd like moan. And I was getting more and more upset because I knew at this point it had been almost 2 hours since she'd had her medicine and that it was not easing her pain. And I was sitting on the couch just praying, praying, God, just take her, just make her heart stop beating. Please, just end this for her. And all of a sudden, she pushed herself up and let out this sound that I could only describe as a cross between a howl and a very loud whine. And she was trying to get up out of the bed because she was having abdominal cramping and she felt like she needed to go to the bathroom. And she was trying so hard to not mess in the house. And she could barely walk. She was staggering and she was falling down and running into things. And I just scooped her up and I held her and I said, it's okay. It's okay. I told her, you don't have to go outside. It's okay. Well, she didn't have anything left in her anyway, but she was still having terrible cramps. So this was about 6 o'clock in the morning when this happened. Put her back in her bed and she relaxed a little bit and seemed to like she was going to go back to sleep. And I texted Scott at work and I told him what happened. And I said, if she continues to have pain like this, I'm going to call the vet as soon as they open. And if they can't do anything more for her, then Olivia and I are going to take her and have her put to sleep because she is so miserable. And I can't watch this anymore and I can't put her through this anymore. So the vet opens at 7:30 and I called them the minute the clock hit 7:30. And they're like, well, your vet is in surgery right now and he'll make calls this afternoon. And I said, now listen. So my dog is dying. She is in severe pain and I need to speak to him right now. I cannot wait all day. I cannot wait all day. I said, I called Monday and I had to wait till Tuesday afternoon. And I can't do that again. And so she put me on hold a minute and she came back and said, well, my manager said that actually he's not here yet, but he's expected any minute and that we will give him the message to call you before he starts his surgeries. And it was just within a few minutes that he called. And I explained to him what was going on and asked him, I said, is there anything else that we can give her to ease her pain? And he said, the only thing we could do is give her something to put her in a coma, and that she could possibly linger in a coma for who knows how many days. He said, you have gone through enough. Your family has gone through enough, and Lucy has gone through enough. And my advice to you would be for you to let us help her by putting her to sleep. And I agreed. I agreed with him. It's like, what's the point of putting her in a coma when she wouldn't be aware of anything? And basically we'd just be waiting for her heart to stop. And that was just senseless to do that. So I told him, I said, well, we'll get there as soon as we can. He said we didn't need an appointment. Just get there when we got there and he'd fit us in. So I woke Olivia up and she was very upset and she didn't want to go. And I told her, I need you to help me. I can't hold her and drive at the same time. I said, you don't have to go in, but I need you to hold her while I drive. And so reluctantly she went with me and held Lucy. And I look back on it later and I realized Lucy loved car rides, and she got to have one last car ride. And she was very calm. She was awake. She just rested in Olivia's arms and she enjoyed the car ride. Poor Olivia, she sobbed the whole way there and the whole way back. And she couldn't bring herself to go in, but she told Lucy goodbye. Whew. In the car, and that broke my heart. And we took Lucy in, and she was very calm and she was very relaxed, and she went to sleep. It was very quick and she didn't suffer. And the last thing she saw was my face. It wasn't exactly how we wanted things to happen, but I think God did it to spare my husband, because since he was always the first one up in the mornings, he would have been the one to find Lucy's body had she died in the night, and that would have been traumatic for him. I felt God's presence with me the whole time, which if you're not a believer, you don't really understand what that is, but it just was a strength and a calmness that I would not have been able to do on my own. And I think it was also God's way of showing us that euthanizing your pet does not have to be as traumatic as it was for us when we euthanized Pepper. It was a completely different experience, and I'm so thankful that Lucy got one last car ride and that she just slipped away peacefully, and she's no longer suffering, and she knew that we loved her, and it was like she was telling me thank you when she looked at me in my eyes at the very end, right before the life left her eyes. She was telling me thank you. We had her cremated. We do not have her ashes back yet, but when we do get them, I will share that with you, and I'll share our little memorial spot that Lucy will be joining Pepper. And Olivia said she's so thankful that Pepper has someone that she's familiar with to play with now in heaven. So, whew. Well, I got through that story without too many tears. And also wanted to mention that Sally, our remaining dog, she was very distraught for the first couple of days. She was acting very strange, and she knew something bad had happened, but she is adjusting to the new scenario of being an only dog. And as much as I have said in the past that I will never have another dog, coming home after leaving Lucy's body with the vet and coming home and having another warm, wiggly body here to greet us and to dry our tears with her tongue and to comfort us with her presence was so comforting. And I told Olivia, I said, can you imagine coming home and there not being another dog here? Like when Sally's turn comes, I mean, can you imagine us not having another dog? And we can't, and everyone in the family is agreed that we will be getting another dog. I think we should wait till at least 6 months. I at first said a year, but Scott thinks a year is too long. So we're thinking maybe in the spring. I would personally like to get another dachshund, but Scott has been looking into it and they're very expensive. We do want to get a puppy because bringing another adult dog in the house with Sally is going to be too much. When we brought Pepper into the house, she was an adult, and there was a lot of fighting going on and a lot of like juggling of positions within the pack, and so we don't want to do that. We do want to get a puppy. We would prefer not to buy one from a breeder because I know there are a lot of puppies out there that need homes. So we'll see what happens. We're also thinking possibly about getting a beagle. Those are the two breeds that we are you know, probably gonna settle with, either a beagle or another dachshund. So anyway, that's the story of what happened with Lucy, and it's taken 20 minutes to get through this, and so I don't want this video to be too horribly long, and I want other things to be happening today other than just me chatting. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish my tea. I gotta get Olivia up, and we have to do outside chores, and then we have to go clean my dad's house. Looks like their ponds are still frozen. Oh well. It's supposed to keep warming up and get back to more normal temperatures. So I'm just going to leave it and let it thaw naturally, and then we're going to have to dump them and put them up for the winter. Should have probably done that a month ago. Here's the update on the greenhouse. Things are not growing very well. I think I started the seedlings too late, and the ground is too cold. And we had severely cold weather. I mean, like 7 degrees at night, and all of the parsley was looking like it was drooped, and I thought sure everything was frozen and dead. But I came out here today and look, it is perked back up. So we have we've gotten a heater. It came about 2 days too late. We thought everything was a lost cause in here. I was going to just give up for the whole season and start again in the spring. But now that I see this, Sally, you can't be in there. Sally. Anyway, I just texted Scott and said, hey, set up the heater. It's not a lost cause after all. So that's pretty exciting, actually. I really thought everything in here was dead. No. Get down. Come on. Out. Go on. You're such a stinker. Hi, buddy. What are you doing? What are you doing, huh, sweetheart? Oh, you're such a good boy. need to find homes for these little guys, someplace to put them. If you remember, I got these in my last grocery haul at TSC. I want to find a place to put them in the house. In preparation for putting our Christmas tree up, we always put our tree right there because we have a very tall tree and it goes all the way to the peak. So that's the only place in the house where it can go. So we always move this love seat out of the way because there's just too narrow of a space to walk through there. So in preparation for that, which I can't believe next weekend is already Thanksgiving, but anyway, I'm going to move this plant in front of the patio door in the dining room and then move this down so that, I don't know if I'll do it today or not. I might just move this today, move the love seat over there so that it's out of the way. So that is what I'm going to work on next. We got this Chewy.com box in the mail, I think Friday, and I've just now had a chance to open it. Nothing really exciting in it. I just thought I'd share what we got from Chewy.com this time for Sally. Oh, look at her. What do you think, Sal? Well, there's really not a whole lot to see. What do you think, Sal? Is that your stuff? Is that your food?
She's hoping there's more toys in there.
No toys this time. No, didn't get toys this time. You have to wait for Christmas. Will you get some toys at Christmas? Will you? Oh, I think you will. I just got 2 cases of the Bella moist dog food. This is the chicken and smoked bacon flavor. And then we got a case of the beef and bacon. Can you smell the food in there? I don't think you can.
You'd be surprised. Their noses are powerful.
What do you think? What do you think? You're so cute. Big old 12-pound bag of dry food. This will last us probably, goodness, 6 months probably. But I needed over, I think that's $40 or $45. You have to have over that in order to get free shipping. So I went ahead and just got the bigger bag. And we probably won't have to buy from Chewy.com every month anymore, since we only have 1 dog to buy food for. All right, friends, I think I'm going to end this vlog here. Thank you so much for listening to me tell the story of Lucy's last days. We're still mourning her. I still find myself sad quite often, but we're doing okay, and it really means a lot to me that you all have been so kind and have reached out to us in so many different ways. It's really hard to lose someone that you love, whether they're feathered or fur feathered or people. It's really difficult. So thank you so much. And in future videos, I will probably still be talking about Lucy, and of course I will share with you when we get her ashes and things back. I was hoping we could get them today, maybe tomorrow. Hopefully they'll call tomorrow and say that they're back. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, friends, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.